Combathletes, welcome to the Bracing Bible, a video course that will teach you how to stabilize your spine so that you can lift heavy weights safely. The reason that I made this course is because in my day job coaching combat sports athletes, teaching them how to brace is one of the most important skills that I ever get to share. Now it's time for you guys to learn how to brace effectively, going through this course, working through the drills so that you can get the most out of your performance in the weight room.
Step 1 begins by lying on your back with your legs at 90 degrees, right hand on your diaphragm, left hand on your chest. Take slow, deep breaths so that your right hand rises as you breathe from the diaphragmatic cavity. Practice this for 5 to 10 breaths until you get the hang of the coordination. Step 2 is about learning to breathe from the chest cavity. So now we'll do the opposite, and as we breathe in, the left hand will rise. Repeat this again for 5 to 10 breaths until you get the coordination of breathing from the chest cavity. Step 3 focuses on breathing from both the diaphragmatic and chest cavities. Breathe in through your nose so that the right hand rises as you fill the diaphragm, and then keep breathing in so that the left hand rises to fill the chest cavity. Exhale so that both cavities depress simultaneously. Repeat for 5 to 10 breaths to get the hang of it. Step 4 is about creating 360 degrees of tension from the belly. Take your thumbs and press them lightly into the side of your body beneath the rib cage. Press your belly out in a 360 degree fashion so that your thumbs are pushed away from each other. This is the opposite of drawing the navel to the spine, so it takes some practice. Repeat for 5 to 10 repetitions until you get the coordination. Step 5 is learning to brace in its entirety. Take a deep breath in however you like, and then exhale hard to pull the rib cage down. Keeping the rib cage down, inhale and fill the belly full of oxygen, and then maintain the pressure of pushing the belly out in a 360 degree fashion. I'm tapping my fingers across the surface of my belly here to ensure that tension is not lost throughout the diaphragm. In my experience of coaching bracing, this actually takes a couple of weeks to master and is not intuitive at all. So you're going to have to practice lots of reps before this becomes second nature. Inhale, exhale ribs down, inhale, fill the belly, and then breathe from the nose to make sure that you don't pass out. The first bracing drill to master is from the supine 90-90 position without the feedback from your hands. Exhale to get the ribs down, inhale to fill the abdomen full of pressure, and then maintain the pressure as you take 10 shallow breaths from the chest cavity. This is not intuitive and takes lots of reps to master, especially as now we have taken away the feedback from your hands. The hard part is keeping the pressure in the belly and not letting the ribs pop up as you take shallow breaths from the chest. Make sure that you spend time practicing this drill before you move on. The second bracing drill to master is the arms overhead drill. Exhale to get the ribs down, and then inhale to fill the diaphragm full of pressure. Slowly raise your arms overhead and keeping your entire back in contact with the floor, maintain your brace and breathe shallowly from the chest cavity. The reason this is more difficult than the first drill is because your arms are acting as a pair of levers trying to pry you into extension and to flare your rib cage. So you're going to have to fight against that temptation in order to maintain your rib position and your brace. In order to master this second drill, make sure you can take at least 10 shallow breaths from the chest without losing contact or your brace. The third bracing drill to master is the supine hip lift drill. Exhale to get the ribs down, inhale to fill the diaphragmatic cavity with pressure, and set your brace. Press your heels down firmly into the bench to lift your hips 1 inch off the floor. Keep a neutral spine as you lift your hips up and maintain the brace whilst breathing shallowly from the chest cavity. This will activate your entire posterior chain and is a fantastic warm-up to do before heavier lifts. To master the hip lift drill, make sure that you can take 10 shallow breaths from the chest cavity without losing your brace or extending the lumbar spine. The fourth bracing drill to master is the classic bent leg Deadbug. Lying on your back, bend your legs to 90 degrees, exhale to get the ribs down, and inhale to set your brace. With your arms pointing to the sky, hold your breath as you extend opposite arm and leg away from each other, and exhale through your nose to return to the start position. Repeat from side to side until you can begin with 3 sets of 5 repetitions each side. The challenge here is keeping your entire back in contact with the floor throughout all the repetitions. To master the Deadbug exercise, complete 3 sets of 10 reps each side with 60-second rests between sets. The fifth bracing drill to master is from the quadruped position. This is more challenging than lying on your back because now you don't have the floor to give you feedback as to whether you are in a neutral spine position or not. Exhale to get the ribs down, inhale to set the brace, and then take 10 shallow breaths from the chest cavity without letting your lower back turn into a banana shape. The sixth bracing drill to master is the quadruped position with knees lifted. Exhale to get the ribs down, inhale to set your brace, tuck your toes, and then lift your knees just 1 inch off the floor, keeping your shins parallel with the floor. To master this position, take 10 shallow breaths from the chest cavity, but do not allow anything else to change with your position. The seventh and final bracing drill to master is the classic bird dog exercise. From a quadruped position, exhale to get the ribs down and inhale to set the brace. Tuck the toes, and as you exhale, extend opposite arm and leg away from each other. Inhale to return to the quadruped position. The challenge here is maintaining a neutral spine and an integral brace whilst the limbs extend away, tempting you to turn your lower back into a banana shape. Don't let this happen, and to master the bird dog drill, start with 3 sets of 5 repetitions each side with 60-second rests in between, and build up to 3 sets of 10 reps each side without losing any integrity in your brace. To use a weightlifting belt effectively, thread the belt through the buckle, inflate the belly with an inhale, and then exhale, drawing the navel to the spine, and take that space away by tightening the belt. You should be able to fit your thumbs in between your body and the inside surface of the belt, as this is the amount of space we're shortly going to take away with our brace. Exhale, ribs down. Inhale, set the brace and inflate the belly, and then remove the thumbs and just tap around the torso to make sure that you're pressing in a 360-degree fashion with your brace. It's recommended that you put the weightlifting belt on when you're lifting weights at 80% of your 1 rep max or above. The reason for this is the studies show that using a weightlifting belt at 80% and above helps increase the amount of intra-abdominal pressure that the body can create. And we also don't want to rely on using the weightlifting belt at lighter weights. This is because we want to develop our bracing mechanics to be efficient at lighter loads and then use the belt to assist us with heavier loads. How to integrate your brace with bench press variations. The first stage is to set your preferred positioning for the bench press, which usually involves setting the shoulder blades, the arch, and your feet position. Once you take your grips on the bar, inhale to set the brace, rack the bar out, begin the first eccentric portion of the rep, and exhale to perform the concentric. At the top of the concentric, take a short, sharp inhale, and then hold your breath as you descend the bar, exhaling as you press it up and rack it back in. How to integrate your brace with front squat variations. From a standing position, exhale to get the ribs down, inhale to set the brace, exhale to rack the bar off the pins, set the feet, inhale, hold the breath again, and descend into the eccentric portion of the lift. Exhale on the concentric portion and reset the breath at the top of each rep, but be careful not to lose the tension of the brace as you take a short, sharp inhale. The only time that you want to relax the brace is once the bar is back on the pins in the rack. How to integrate your brace with Romanian deadlift variations. Exhale ribs down, inhale set the brace and then lift the bar off the rack with a short exhale. Inhale to hold your breath before descending into the first eccentric repetition and then exhale on the concentric portion of each repetition. Make sure that you don't lose your brace when you inhale and hold your breath at the top of each rep. Only relax once the bar is back in the rack. How to integrate your brace with back squat variations. From a standing position, exhale ribs down, inhale set the brace, and then position the bar ready for racking out. Take a short sharp exhale to lift the bar off the pins, take a step back, and then one more breath in and hold before beginning the descent of the first eccentric. Exhale with each concentric rep, and make sure to take a short sharp inhale at the top of each rep, ready for the descent of the next rep. You have to be mindful when resetting the breath between each rep that you don't lose the brace. Only relax when the bar is back on the pins and in the rack. How to integrate your brace with Zercher squat variations. From a standing position, exhale ribs down, inhale to set the brace, get your grips and then exhale to lift the bar off the pins. Once you've set your stance, take a short sharp inhale, begin the descent by holding your breath and then exhale during the concentric portion of the lift. With Zercher squats, it's important that your belly is pressing into the bar at all times and make sure you don't relax or switch your brace off until the bar is back on the pins. How to integrate your brace with bent over row variations. This process is exactly the same as the RDL variations. You're going to set your brace, exhale to lift off the pins, inhale and hold as you descend into the bent over row position, exhaling with each concentric rep, and then inhaling and holding your breath for each eccentric rep. And as always, don't relax your brace until the bar is back on the pins.
Thanks for watching my bracing course. I hope you found it useful. Remember, start with the 5 steps. Learn how to brace whilst lying down on the floor because that's the simplest way to do it. Then progress your way through those 7 bracing drills. Make sure you master each stage and then start integrating it into your lifts. It's going to take a couple of weeks for your bracing to feel natural. And over the years of coaching this, I've noticed that it's not intuitive. You do need to practice this in order for it to be effective. But I promise you, it will make a massive difference to your lifting and it will boost your confidence, especially when it comes to lifting those heavier weights. Drop a like if you found this useful. Make sure you subscribe to the Combathlete YouTube channel and then make sure also that you join clicking the link below the free Skool community, Combathletes Worldwide, where there's more educational resources like this bracing course in that group, and you'll get access as well to a free performance call with me so that I can help you with your strength and conditioning.